WWTD this week. Hey, I got a cool topic for you guys this week. Quick update. We got some good traction on our potential TV show with CNBC, so I might have a bigger announcement coming soon. We got to talk to them later this week about spit shining the show's concept a bit, but we could have some traction, so I want to give you guys an update on that. What I also want to talk about is something that I think a lot of new investors miss in this business. In fact, I know they miss this. And, anytime you go to some of the big groups online, wholesaling type groups, there's always the perpetual question that's, what was your response rate? What are you sending, right? Everybody's fixated on that. Like, how many deals did you get from your campaign? How many, responses did you get? This, that, and everything else. And though you want to track those things to some extent, although really the data is worthless in my opinion because you're in an ever-changing market, so whatever worked before isn't necessarily working now. You have to kind of ebb and flow and change with the market. So really tracking those things gives you data, but what can you really conclude from that data? I'll tell you what you can conclude. It's more expensive to get deals now than it was a year ago. You have to send more mail now than you did a year ago. There's your conclusion. So if you track your data, I just gave you your conclusion. But what I want to talk about is kind of the overall theme of this business, the thing that almost every new investor misses. And once you get this, I think this is really what makes you successful in this business long term. And that is, we're really in the business of planting seeds, right? We're trying to find inventory, discounted inventory, of course, but inventory that's not best suited for the retail market. So what does that mean, right? We're looking for houses that aren't best suited to be sold to a live-in retail buyer, whether they're shit boxes or whether they need updating or whether they need redeveloping. Any of those types of things, right? That's kind of what we look for. So the whole idea of this business, in order to continually fill your pipeline with those types of deals, is to plant seeds, right? That's really what this business is all about. It's just about planting seeds. And so, for example, right, the last few days have been kind of a whirlwind for me, but yesterday morning, I met with a church. They own about 2.5 acres in Lake Oswego. Very nice part of Lake Oswego. They've owned the dirt since the 40s. A little side note for you, those smaller congregation churches, sometimes they sell, right? Churches are businesses. I hate to break it to you guys, but they function just like any other business except for they have mass on Sunday. So they still function as a business. And the smaller ones need to recapitalize sometimes. That's just the way that it works. So if you see a smaller church with a smaller congregation and the building's a little beat up, run down, hey, there's no reason you shouldn't reach out to them too. But anyway, I met with this church and they need to recapitalize. And so they're thinking about selling off a piece of their land, but really they're thinking about selling the whole thing. That was kind of the overarching theme of the meeting. And so by meeting with them, giving them an hour yesterday morning, it puts me in a position to potentially buy that entire tract of land at the point that they're wanting to sell it, right? It's not happening today. It's probably not going to happen tomorrow. It's probably not going to happen next week or next month. But I've now put myself in a position to buy that land at some point in the future. I've planted a seed. Last night then, I went and met with another seller that has a lot that abuts one of our projects. The guy was absolutely out of his mind on what he wanted for it, but the house hasn't been put on the market. He's not really that serious about selling, so I can't sit there and say, dude, you're smoking crack. There's no way you're going to get that. He's still on the market's amazing train, and you just have to let him go. But point is that I met with him. I gave him a half hour. I talked with him. I built rapport. I planted a seed. This afternoon, I'm meeting with another couple that's got a big lot and they want to split off the back part of it where 2 new houses can be built. It's going to be a slow-moving process, but I'm meeting with them for the the third time now. I planted this seed originally like a year plus ago, and now I'm meeting with them to kind of finalize the access points and kind of get the paperwork moving with the city. So it's all about planting seeds. Now, not all those deals are going to come to fruition, but there's many other seeds that we've planted as well. We're looking at a duplex on Friday that we've been following up with this guy and kind of planting seeds with him for, 4 months now. And finally he called back and basically said, yeah, just text me a time and I'll see if I can make it work. We thought he was dead and off the radar, and it resurfaced this past week. So it's all about planting seeds. There isn't going to be that instant gratification, more than likely, if you're new in the business. Now, you might get lucky and you might send out a campaign, somebody wants to sell, you want to buy, you're able to flip it, buy it, turn it, wholesale it, whatever it is you're going to do. But it's not likely. You're going to have to look at this business as you're planting seeds. And eventually, some of those seeds grow. Some of them don't. But that's your job as really a real estate investor, is to plant as many seeds as you can. And the more seeds you plant, the more opportunity you create for yourself in the future. So that's what this business is, really broken down in its simplest terms. So don't overcomplicate it. You don't have to overmeasure everything. All you're trying to do is plant seeds. Now, of course, you need to work on your sales skills and your approach and your delivery and understand your market and valuations and all that. That goes into actually closing the deals, but really just focus on planting seeds. That's the most important thing. So that's this week's rant on WWTD. As I always say, I may not walk on water, but I do walk on my own job sites. I'll see you guys next week.